Hello farmers and welcome back to the hills of Tuscany. Got ourselves a tanker load of milk. It's been kind of sitting there for a couple months, so maybe it's time to sell it. Going to the market stall. Yeah, the market stall seems to be the place I go a lot lately, and we're going to be going there quite a bit to start the episode because it's June and it's time to sell the candy. And looking at some numbers and what I'm selling for milk, what I'm selling for candy, currently we are $2,000 in debt. But we also got that $2.2 million loan. But with the candy and the milk, I think we'll be bringing in about 400 grand. And of course, it's all going towards the loan itself, which means we will be below $2 million on the loan, which is wonderful. So let's zip on down here. I have not checked on the preserved food and the soup to see if I should be selling that today along with the potato chips. But let's face it, as we always know, those prices are usually very good anyways. But since we are paying somebody off the loan, maybe we'll go ahead and get some. The preserved food production actually is starting to slow down a little bit. It's gone through all the red beet, so it's only producing parsnips and carrot preserved food. Currently, soup is still going strong, potato chips are still going strong. And of course the candy is always going. We're never out of candy. Alright, how are we doing here on the milk? Well, at least the money's up pretty darn good. Also today, though, we are going to be harvesting the oat field. And currently the cows, if you're wondering, did they make it on straw? Just barely. I got like 1,000 liters of straw left in the pen is what they have. So even though we bought an additional oat field and merged it with the previous one, yeah, that's not enough straw for the cows that we have. Am I going to buy more land for the cows? Probably not, because the cows that we have are making enough manure and slurry to keep up with the fields that we have. So we're pretty much fine on that, really. And since we're leaving here very soon, meaning the series is going to be coming to an end, I don't really feel like expanding to another field. Just the same as I said, I'm going to keep on farming here as like we always do, like we're farming here forever. Yeah, I'll probably replant the oat field because that's a field that needs to be planted in the fall. But am I going to go around and fertilize all the fields before spring planting? Maybe, maybe not. We'll have to see. We're definitely going to get to next spring to where it's time to sell the clothing, because that, I think, is what's going to get us below, or at least get rid of the loan. That is what we're looking for, to get rid of the loan completely. I think last week at this time I was saying 6 more episodes. So this makes the 3rd of the 6th, which means we got about 3 more episodes to go. Although it is getting to be a lot of off-camera work that I'm doing, which I don't mind. If I got the time, I definitely don't mind just doing a little farming simulator. Alright, so some honey into here. Since I am here, I might as well grab the candy that's in the shop. I would rather grab the pallets that are over by the silos, only because you want to take that last little pallet of fun. Thank you. Just because the more pallets you have, the more chance you got for frame dropping, just because you got so many pallets out there. But I think we're going to be okay. So all this going to the market stall. I think that's why originally I put down the market stall was for the candy production. And that's all I can fit. Alright. So I think when we get done selling the candy, as I may have mentioned, after selling the milk, we're going to be near 400 grand. I don't think we're going to quite get there, but it's going to be rather close. As long as I don't have any problem with the traffic down here today, this should go rather smoothly. I did fix the combines. They've all been repaired. The New Holland combine, which we are going to be using here shortly. The Terra T40, I think is the model number on that. Our root crop harvester, that's been repaired. The cotton module harvester also has been repaired. So those are all set for the harvest season. All right, there is the first set of candy being sold. Yeah, much more candy than we had last season, I think. I think it's doing better. Some production, I probably got all the numbers wrong, but the candy has been fluctuating a little bit. I know one year the candy was not that great because I did not make strawberries, and the strawberry candy does pay rather well. Same thing with the sheep. I think I may have the numbers wrong on the sheep. Maybe they only produce so much of the wool that we have been getting, or maybe they are in a decline, and yeah, I'm just not really seeing the numbers on why they should be on the decline. Especially after you put another pen down for 15 more sheep. So the grass field that we harvested last episode, that was all put into the silage silo to be made into, of course, silage. And the other grass field was all put into the haymaker. And that was roughly around 100,000 liters. So actually I need to turn that off because we know that turns the grass and the hay rather quick. There's a deer on the roof. Thought that only happened during Christmas. I probably should have sold the candy actually around midnight. When I went to bed in May, the price was going up. Woke up in June, and I think 3 of the candy prices are now going down. Kind of hope we can get to the end of June here this episode so we can see how much money, once again, we have saved ourselves on loan interest. But it's looking like, when I originally thought, it's time to end the series, and I'm like, I'm not sure we're going to be able to pay off the loan the way we're doing it. But since we're doing a lot of off-camera work and we're zipping on through the time, by the time we repay the loan today, and of course we got the rest of this year for potato chips and the soup and the preserved food and all that kind of stuff. And then when we get to the end of the year, we'll have the pasta. That's going to get us down to near like $1 million, and we know the clothing that we'll have for next April will be over $1 million. I think. I don't know. I actually had a lot less clothing to sell this year than I thought I would. Alright, let me go ahead and let's get the rest of this candy sold. And then I'll have a look at the potato chips and the preserved food and soup to see how much I can get for that. And maybe we can get the loan down further than I originally planned for today.
Lately nothing's coming my way. Keep drowning every bit of my devotion, sinking deeper every day. And lately I am missing my reflection in every muddy puddle on the pavement, driving every thought into distortion. But I will get it up, work even harder. My mama used to say that it's the way smarter, and to realize that the river always ends up in the ocean. Nothing we could ever do about it, nothing we could ever do but let it flow. The river always ends up in the ocean. Nothing we could ever do about it, no, nothing we could ever do but let it flow, let it flow. On the mountains, climbing high enough to see the sky, to light up all the colors of its motion.
Well, looks like that's what we're down to for candy. Candy shop is pretty much empty for pallets, so yeah, 354,000 plus whatever this gives us. Maybe 20,000. Then we'll have a look at the market for the chips and the stew and canned veggies. By selling that, I would have 400,000 to sell. Gotta watch out for these cars at that intersection. This market stall must be doing some heck of a business recently because bringing everything here. I just saw a post from Giants that I think in the base game we're going to have our own farm shops on FS25. I'm not sure if that was news we've already known about, but yeah, they said more information coming soon. So kind of like having a market stall or just a farmer's market outside of your farm to sell directly, I suppose. Of course, maybe by the time you see this video, I may have a video on it. Who knows? Anywho, let's dive on back into here. All right, what do we got up here? So, potato chips, market stall. Preserved food, market stall, and market stall. Let's just grab all the preserved food. Yeah, the soup is not great numbers, but by selling the potato chips and the preserved food, that will get us up to the 400,000. Good round number. And I'm guessing I'll be able to fit it all in one trip. And then we'll get to harvesting the oats. Waiting for more chips to spawn. Oh, I was waiting for one? Is that all we got? Alright, that's all we got. Is that, that should not be done. Let me just go into our production buildings here. Yeah, the greenhouses, strawberries. Yeah, the plants, that's slowly selling to butter. Oh yeah, how's the butter doing? Is that getting... No, okay, butter and cheese is fine. The oil, yeah. And of course, I'm waiting for sugar. Clothing, I just brought down the wool. No, sorry, and last month I did. And looks like we are done with the preserved food. So deactivate, and are we done with potato chips? We are done with potatoes. Deactivate. So yeah, I'm glad I went with sunflowers this year because you can see we got a good amount of canola and we're just about out of sunflower oil. Deactivate, and the hay we can deactivate as well. And everything else is doing just fine. Just keep going in the path I'm taking. Really should have put a path in here a while ago, where I've been looping around and driving on most of the grass. Alright, load it all up. Why is that pallet doing that? That's interesting. Never seen that before on an autoloader. This is going to weigh a lot. That might be it. Yep, that is it. Hoping those pallets aren't getting ready to spaz out and I go flying across the map, because they are strapped in. No. It always seems to be that white car. I'm not driving behind until it's gone. Because the last time I did that, I did go flying. See how it does that little thing where it like turns around real quick just for a split second? Don't think I've seen that on any other map. Alright, so there's 400,000 very easily. 450. Not going to get to 500,000. That'd be way too good. But still, we're going to take most of that and put it right towards the loan. I may save myself like 20 grand. But really at this point, getting the loan down as far as we are, loan interest should be dropping even more so. And the wind turbine, even on calm days almost, it should be more than sufficient to offset the loan interest. All right, let's go into here. 2.2. Yep, let's go ahead and just spaz this button here. I think they are going to have in FS25, I think we've seen some of it, to where it's a slider kind of a thing. At least I saw it for the sleep trigger. I said I was going to leave myself some money. All right, well, I paid that much and I don't want to take any money back out. But yeah, we're down to 1 3/4 million is what we owe. All right, so let's get to, well, I was going to say, let's get to work. I mean, that we are working. The combine. All right, this is going to need some fuel. So while that's fueling up, I think we'll go ahead and grab the other equipment that we're going to be needing. And that is going to be... Oh, that work is done. All right. Yep, Lamborghini. We need that. Not attached to the planter. Grain trailer. Let's get that up there. And then today, I'm actually going to grab the T8 New Holland. I think I did it last time too, but the T8 New Holland is going to be behind us, and they're going to be bailing up the straw. Now, we actually probably have a good stockpile now of slurry from the cows and solid manure. Now, I could, at some point, I could have actually brought down maybe some slurry and manure down to the BGA, our small BGA on the farm, and get that processed. Not only would I get paid for turning that into energy, but I would get digestate in return, so I could use that to spread on the fields if I wanted to. But I think I'm getting to the point as to where we at money-wise, and we're just getting ready to leave here very soon. Don't think it's very necessary to do that. All right, we'll drop that off. And the baler. Yep. Now, I may not be on this map by next June, so don't be surprised if in July I'm selling candy, and maybe even beyond that, just to pay off a little bit more. Clothing, we know, can go anywhere when we sell it next spring. You know, $1 million to $1.25 million, and we're at $1.75 million. So I got to sell another $500,000 to $750,000 worth of product. I think last year from the pasta we got like 200 grand, somewhere in that general area. Not as well as I thought. Maybe it wasn't even 200 grand. All right, we'll go ahead and just, well, we'll leave the engine running and jump back into this. All right, let's go grab the header. That's very important in the harvesting process. Gotta be careful of the crops, because I will destroy some of them, I'm sure. Combine is rather wide going through here. I lost a... I forgot what I planted here. Maybe carrots. See, I do have the speed at ×6. I'm going to slow that down to ×3. I didn't check to see if there was rain in the forecast today, but since I'm seeing the forecast now with no rain, of course, currently no rain, and nothing showing in the future, should have no problem getting this harvest done here today. No problem whatsoever. Well, at least forecast-wise. Throw the beacons on. And once we get done with this harvest, just got to take care of the animals. Bring the wool down to the spinnery. And we can call it a month of June, and we'll see what our loan interest has dropped on down to. I think last few months have been like 7,000 plus. So maybe we got it down to like 5,000 plus, somewhere in there. This is always not tricky to get this header on the combine here. Just a matter of traffic and all. Okay, so while I'm turning around, we'll unfold the combine, so that's ready to rock and roll. I think I last harvested soybeans, so I'm guessing I'm going to have to turn on swath dropping, so I activated that. And since we're not seeing chop come right out the back, I think we are good to go. Turn off the beacons. And let's see, you can follow that 30 meters behind. So, like always, the oats are going down to the grain mill to make flour. So Rosa can make the dry pasta. The straw, of course, is all for the cows. Actually, 8,000 in the bank account should be enough. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to be replanting all the fields. Probably just this one. All the others will be done in the spring. I do plan after this episode to, since I won't be selling a whole lot, probably do a lot of the harvesting. And then, like, next episode, I think the plan I have for it is we'll be harvesting like the cotton and the soybeans, finishing up those, and getting to the month of December to sell the pastas. I don't think the soup production, I need to check on the storage for that. If it looks like it's full, which I don't think it's going to be, that is about the only thing I probably would sell. Of course, we're not going to get any more potato chips. Although I did just say I might be selling the candy. And I probably should. So I may be selling some candy in between the episodes. But I will not repay back any of the loan until we're actually in an episode. And in October, got to remember to go over to the vineyard and grab the raisins and the white grape juice that's been sitting over there for quite a while. Kind of hope today that the auto-loading trailer will actually pick up the bales without having to stop at each individual one. That hasn't worked for me in quite a while, actually. I've reset the vehicle back at the store. I've tried a lot of things, and The only way I can get the autoloader to pick up the bales is come to a complete stop and autoload. It won't autoload the bales where you can just drive around the field and it grabs them. Kind of hoping we don't get a whole lot of bales right away. I mean, I would love a lot of bales, but I would have to work around them with a harvester. But as I mentioned before, the great thing about the square bales in the base game is you can pick up the header, and the header will go right over the top of a straw bale. Well, let's go ahead and I'll flicker the radio on here in the combine, and that'll help us get this field done in just a few minutes.
I promise it could happen any day now. And soon enough, I'll also see the light. Get a little glimpse of my emotions. Yeah, I will get it, work even harder. My mama used to say that it's the way it goes. Feeling's gonna make me smarter. And to realize that the river always ends up in the ocean. Nothing we could ever do about it. Nothing we could ever do but let it flow. The river always ends up in the ocean. Nothing we could ever do about it. No, nothing we could ever do but let it flow, let it flow. Always ends up in the ocean. Nothing we could ever do about it. Nothing we could ever do but let it flow. The river always ends up in the ocean. Nothing we could ever do about it. No, nothing we could ever do but let it flow, let it flow. Nothing we could ever do about it. No, nothing we could ever do but let it flow, let it flow.
It seems like we got a good amount of bales here, but as we know, kind of ran out. And with probably more cows in the future on the farm, these amount of bales just won't cut it. Probably the logical thing to do would be like buy that field right there and then merge the fields together again, or just have it separate crop, and that probably would do us well. But I also should be checking on the cow barn, because gotta see how many cows are in there. When we get up to the low 70s, mid 70s, I need to start thinking about selling some of the bulls and make room for more of the ladies. Grab that little piece of oat right there. I'm not going to go around and pick up all the extra loose straw currently. I'll get that done in between episodes, but we got enough straw bales here to pick up and make the cows happy, I think. Just want to go ahead and get the worker to stop. Ah, it's Francesca. Spit those out the back, please. Not that it matters too much. I'm going to drop the baler off there. And I'm going to bring this back to the farm. Got to hitch back up to the forage wagon, because I do need to take care of feeding the cows and the sheep if we're going to be going to the next month. And then, of course, got to bring those oats down to start the process of flour. Oh, yeah, I gotta bring the wool down also. Okay, top you guys off. And 15,000 liters, that'll be enough for these sheep over here for another month. And then I'll bring this down to the TMR production. Let that start filling up because that takes a few minutes. And while that's happening, I can bring the oats down. Oh, not quite in. Oh, it was there for a second. There we go. I find backing in here is easier than getting the trailer back out recently, so I'll probably get clipped again. I will wait for the door to close on the back of the forage wagon. Okay, I didn't get clipped on the doors today. Perfect. Alright, I'm going to bring this down to TMR production and bring the oats down to the grain mill. And we have arrived at the grain mill. Just got to make sure I turn this on. And I also turn on Rosa's pasta. Make sure I open up the back of this here as well. Alright, oats are going in. Perfect. Productions. Grass silage, that's done. Let's deactivate that. Dry pasta, we'll activate that. And then, of course, down here... Oh, wait, that one's actually up here. That's the other grain mill. We need this grain mill right here. Correct? Yes, that's the correct one. Activate. So, activate flours on distributing and just make sure that flour and water alone. We got plenty of water, so that's all good. All right, that is all set. How are we doing on the TMR production? We still got a good amount still in there. Getting through it. I mean, we got the silage. It's just the cows are going through it faster than this production building can keep up with. And, of course, we're waiting for sugar there, like always. Let's grab this. And let's go see if I can grab the straw bales. Does it give me the option? I don't think it's giving me the option to load the bales. Well, we'll see what happens when I get up there. Maybe I'll try resetting the trailer once again. If not, I'm just going to pick up enough bales to get the cows some hay, straw, for getting them through the next month. So about 6 bales. So if I usually hit Control-Shift-R, that should start auto-loading the bales. If I drive right on through, is it going to pick it up? Nope. Now, let me just try it again. I can see. I know it's not going to work because it strapped it in, and that usually means it's not going to work. No. Let me try this. I'm on the trailer. Let me go ahead and try. Where's that button? For... Haven't done it in a while. I did it a lot on Solyndra. There we go. Reload. I don't know if it reset the truck as well. No, it's strapping it right in. Yeah, so I'm not sure. But okay, let me go around. I want to pick up about 6 bales. We'll go back to the farm and we'll take them off with the telehandler. Give them to the cows. We got to check on the cows. We got to feed the cows. And still got to bring the wool down to the spinnery. While I got the forage wagon on here, probably should mention that I finally have used all of the silage additive off of our little pallet up here by the chicken pen. So what I got left is what I got left. I got 2 more cuts this year, and I'm thinking I may actually run out of silage additive. Will I buy more just to get through the next 6 months or 10 months, whatever it is that we're here? Maybe not. Not that it's not the cost, it's having to go down, get it, bring it back. See if it's worth my time. What do we got for cows? We got 71. I think I'll wait one more month before I sell any of the bulls. I don't think we're going to get 10 offspring in 1 month of cows. How is that looking for? Is that enough food to get you by for another month? I'm going to say no. 88,000. That was 58,000. Do I even have enough to get a full 30,000? Is 30,000 going to cover it? Well, 30,000 would get me exactly to what they need per month, and we are halfway through this month, so I'll get them by until morning, and then I can go do some more with the cow. Either TMR, probably have to give them some hay, and let the TMR production do its thing for like a month or two. So let's go fill this up, or let it fill up as much as it can. And then, yep, we'll bring the wool down to the spinnery. Just a little under 3,000 liters of wool. All right, that can go in there. All right, let's jump back to the TA. Is that, that's all she's got. And already we're getting some candy spawning out, which is nice. I don't think I actually have anything to do in July. I don't think any fields will be ready for harvest in July. August, I think, are the taters and maybe the sunflowers. And also maybe the start of the veggies. But like I said, I plan to get a lot of the harvesting done in between episodes. And we might be in the month of October next episode. And going to the month of December to sell all the pasta at the end of the year. I didn't really set any end of the year goals for this year just because we are zipping through the months. But really, the overall goal, which changed, I mean, the goal at the beginning of the series, I know I've repeated this a few times, but some people may have not seen the episodes, but the original goal for this series was to do things that I just normally haven't done in FS22, so we did the grapes for a while. And of course, we finally really got into the premium edition of FS22, which is, of course, the parsnips, carrots, and red beets. Spreading slurry and solid manure from animals as fertilizer rather than artificially fertilizing all the time, because that was always kind of an easy thing to do. Nope. Telehandler's over here. Somewhere. And then after we really start getting involved in that, and we really had all the equipment that I need, it's like, okay, we do have a $10 million loan. Let's start setting some goals for at the end of each year we have a certain amount paid back off. And I set the goal for by the end of year 10 to have the $10 million paid back. And we are going to be there. They may have run out of straw since this morning, but they'll be fine. Technically, in case you're wondering, and you don't really have cows on your farm, you don't really need straw unless you plan to do something with the solid manure. So it's not 100% necessary to put the straw in, even though the barn gives you a category for it. It only matters for solid manure. Let's see, that would be 8 bales. I think we'll just grab them all at this point. And we can see the straw on the ground, which is a good thing, which means that they're getting almost full. How you guys doing on water? 60,000 liters? That should be enough. And we'll close that door, this door. All right, so we fed the sheep, we fed the cows. Production buildings are a go. All right, let's go ahead and see, because we'll see in the upper right-hand corner when we sleep tonight. But was 7,000? So we went from 12,266 down to 7,333 when we sold all of the clothing. And we did pay back about 450,000-ish today. So we'll see what that drops down from 733. I'm hoping it's going to be in the $5,000 category. Yeah, we should be all set. And I'm expecting our money to go up in our bank account as well, because we got the wind turbine slowly bringing in some money. Unless it's a windy day, which I don't know if it is or isn't. All right, sold animals. I think we lost a little bit of money. Loans down to 5,800. Well, it's slowly going down, right? And I do have some cash. But do I have any fields ready today, which I do not. None of my fields are ready. The veggie field and potato fields, they'll be ready next month. So, I'm going to clean up in between episodes. I'll be cleaning up our oat field up here. And then I'll be harvesting some of our fields. And, yeah, next episode we should be, I would assume, close to October. And maybe we'll see how far we get. We'll have to wait and see. Not too sure how it's going to go these last. I think we got about 3 more episodes at the most. But once the loan is paid off, I'm out of here. And the new farm manager will take over, or the owner will take over. Whoever wants to take over. And they'll have a farm that's paid in full. And a lot of production buildings that bring in a whole bunch of cash for them. That's for darn sure. But anywho, if you made it this far in the video and you like what you saw, don't forget to hit that like button. Helps out the channel and the video more than you know. And while you're down there, you might want to hit that subscribe and notification bell as well. But that is where we are going to wrap it up for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the episode. I do appreciate you watching as always. I'll catch you again right here in the hills of Tuscany. But until then, have a good one.